Hello everyone, how are you doing? I've been in a good mood lately. I recently watched the intro for this arc of Naruto because I never watch the intro right away because they're often full of spoilers. And this one is horrible. Just look at this shot of Kabuto. If I had watched this, I would have been totally spoiled that he's a bad guy. Why do they do this? But enough about that, there's a lot to cover in this video, so let's get into it. Poor Hinata is in a bind.
Kiba's on my team. I should be rooting for him, but I really want to support Naruto.
The correct answer is you support your teammate. Bros over hoes, Hinata. Naruto's former classmates have quite a low opinion of him, but then he was a bad student, right? Kiba uses beast mimicry, which oddly enough resembles Naruto's foxy side. Kiba thinks he can one-shot Naruto, but he is mistaken.
What?
Don't ever underestimate me!
Yeah!
Kiba and Akamaru attack together using smoke bombs, and it's not fair because what's Naruto going to do? Punch a puppy? You can't do that. But he does find a way to subdue the dog without hurting it, and everyone realizes how much he has grown. Kiba uses food pulse to give him and Akamaru a boost and to turn Akamaru into a clone of himself. He's a brutal fighter and Naruto is on the defensive.
Man Beast! Ultimate Taijutsu!
I will be Hokage. I will.
And how you gonna do that? I got news for you. I'm gonna be Hokage!
So Kiba also wants to be Hokage, Not while Naruto is still kicking. And then we get a montage from Hinata's point of view of everything Naruto has gone through to get to this point. How hard he has worked, how he has pushed himself even when things were difficult, and he had no one helping him or encouraging him. And that's what makes him the strongest. I don't say this to be mean, but perhaps Hinata should have tried being his friend instead of his stalker. It's a bit weird that she just watched him, but hey, it's difficult to talk to your crush.
Sorry, but you can forget about being Hokage. Because I'm the top dog around here.
Hey yo, Naruto! Kiba is using the same attacks and Naruto figures out a way to defend against it, transforming into Kiba himself. And Rock Lee is very excited.
And meanwhile, Naruto is safe attacking either one! Brilliant idea! Woohoo!
He's got him completely stymied.
Kurenai says Kiba can increase his sense of smell by concentrating his chakra in his nose, and for some reason, I find that ridiculous. There doesn't need to be a chakra reason for everything. He can just have an amazing sense of smell. Shino has bugs in his body. And Naruto tricks Kiba into punching the puppy and kicks him right in the face, and that was awesome. Kiba bites his hand to ground himself and keep calm, and I immediately thought of Eren Yeager and half expected him to transform. He continues to dominate the fight, but no matter how many times Kiba knocks him down, Naruto gets back up. He starts hyping up a special attack and then...
It's enough of this! It's time to unveil my new technique!
Go for it!
You have got to be shitting me. Really? A fart? I love that Kurenai and Kakashi actually take it seriously. They're like, do what you have to do to attack your opponent's weak spot.
And with his sense of smell 1,000 times more sensitive than average.
Was that his new super secret killer move? I wonder. Well, he always was unpredictable.
As Sakura says, whatever works. But that was not his special technique, thank goodness. He uses the shadow clone technique to give Kiba a beatdown and land a mean kick to his head, similar to the one Sasuke used earlier, and he wins!
The winner is Naruto Uzumaki.
Rock Lee is quickly becoming my spirit animal. I'm so happy for Naruto. These kids grow up so fast. As Naruto walks past Hinata, she offers him a healing ointment. Well, she just about manages to say his name and then holds it out, and Kurenai does the communication part. And Sensei definitely knows the vibes. It's a shame that she struggles so much to talk to him and be herself around him. I take back what I said earlier about her being his friend. Neji gives Hinata daggers, and I'm very curious about their dynamic. Naruto thinks the ointment from Hinata makes his wounds heal faster, and why hasn't Kakashi explained to him that it's because of the nine-tailed fox? Has anyone spoken to him about his changing body? Hinata wins me over by offering Kiba some ointment too. She is such a sweetheart. I look forward to the growth of her character. I imagine she's not going to stay this meek. Kiba puts aside his own feelings about losing to Naruto to give her a warning.
If they put you in with that guy from the Sand Village, you've got to forfeit the match. Same with Neji. Be smart and just walk away. He'll destroy you.
Even Neji? Would he truly give a beatdown to his own relative? You know, probably. These ninjas are ice cold. I guess we're going to find out soon because they are pitted against each other.
This should be an interesting match indeed.
I kind of hate the Hokage. He should never have allowed Naruto to have such a sad and isolated life. Not just because that is what is right, but because that is the best thing to do as a leader. The boy has access to great power. Have you heard the saying, a child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its will? That could have been Naruto. The Hokage and everyone in this village is lucky that he turned out the way that he has. I think the Hokage is one of those ninjas are tools people that Kakashi was talking about.
Hinata belongs to the family's main household, directly descended from the head of the clan. Well, Neji's family is just a side branch of the clan. The first generation of the Hyuga clan made all sorts of rules and decrees that favor the main branch of the family. It seems some branches of the family broke these rules.
Lee is really spilling all of Neji's business. And why does it feel like a lot of them are surprised that Neji and Hinata are related? They have the same surname and they look alike. It seems like the Hyuga clan is very intense in a bad way. Like the Zenins in Jujutsu Kaisen. And yes, I know, this came first. Neji is such an intense young man, so full of anger. He compliments Hinata in the worst way possible, saying she's too kind and generous to be a ninja. But then he gets meaner, saying she's too pampered and spoiled. A flashback reveals that despite being the eldest child, her father sees her as an unfit heir and would rather focus on her sister.
She's of less worth than her sister, 5 years her junior. The Hyuga clan has no use for such an heir.
They can't run away from their true nature. A failure will always be a failure.
I appreciate Naruto getting angry on her behalf. Neji needs to be trained for psychological warfare because he is breaking her down with only his venomous words.
That familiar gesture of putting your finger to your lips. I know that it's a desperate attempt to suppress your rising panic.
Who gave you the right to tell her what she can or can't be? Go on, Hinata, show this guy he's wrong!
I bet Naruto identifies with being told what you can and can't be. I have no doubt people have said horrible things to him. Not so long ago, Sasuke was calling him a loser. Naruto is just inspiring the ladies in his life to push harder. The fighting finally begins. The Hyuga style is interesting, and I like all this blue chakra. The way that they hold their hands makes me expect them to just start slapping each other. Hinata has some good skills. Guy explains that their taijutsu attacks internal organs and the chakra network, taking effect over time. Kakashi adds that no matter what you do, you can't train your internal organs to be stronger. So it's very effective.
What's with this kid?
So, now I see why he's called the most gifted one to emerge from the Hyuga clan.
Ooh, Hokage. I'm with Kakashi. Neji clearly needs therapy. I initially thought that the Byakugan was like super eyesight, but it is like super eyesight. It's like double X-ray vision, triple ultra. Neji targeted Hinata's chakra points during their fight, which is something Kakashi Sensei couldn't do with his Sharingan. He is a very impressive young man. Neji has that fire to prove himself and be strong, kind of like Naruto has, but coupled with massive ability and a superior attitude.
This is what separates the elite from the failures.
What kind of life has Neji had? There is so much in between an elite and a failure. I'd argue that by becoming a Genin, Hinata is already not a failure. She's not elite, but she's certainly not a failure. For him, it's like you either get an A+ or you failed. Hinata gets to her feet and has officially made a proper impression on Naruto. Kurona has a flashback revealing that despite Hinata practicing a lot, she has failed all of her missions because when it really matters, fear overcomes her and she bails. I'm glad that meek girl is gone and this fierce young lady has taken her place. I like that her feelings for Naruto led to this inspiration and push for her to strive for better. In terms of the story, Hinata's feelings for Naruto are way more flushed out than Sakura's for Sasuke. We haven't really been told why Sakura likes Sasuke, other than him being the most handsome boy in the village and a very talented shinobi. When Hinata is finally down for the count, I was half hoping Neji would say something like, "You did better than I thought," or something like that. But no, he doubles down on the whole "you ain't shit" thing. Everyone thinks she's unconscious except for Naruto, who is now the one watching her closest.
You've been carrying a very heavy burden, having been born to the main branch of the Hyuga clan.
No, you're wrong, brother. You are suffering much more than I.
I what?
You are the one who's all torn up about the fate of the main and side branches of the Hyuga clan.
She is 100% correct. Granted, I don't have all of the information, and I have no doubt his feelings have very tangible reasons for existing, but he is suffering under the weight of their families. Neji gets even more riled up, and all the Leaf Jonin appear to stop him from potentially murdering his cousin. Some of the other Genin rush to Hinata's side just as she is passing out. She is having rather an emotional moment and realizing that she finally changed. Neji isn't done unleashing his wrath and calls Naruto a loser, telling him to stop his disgraceful cheering. Of course, Naruto gets mad and charges him. I expected Kakashi Sensei to stop him, but it was Lee.
The loser beating the gifted genius through sheer willpower. Now would not that make for an exciting match?
Looks like Neji is really being set up for the one to beat. Kakashi said he didn't even think Sasuke could beat him. And goodness me, I bet his backstory is really horrible, isn't it? He's so angry.
How was that, Guy Sensei?
Good one, Lee. Nice going.
I included this clip because this relationship is sweet. Hinata is very badly wounded and goes into cardiac arrest. Neji is a real asshole about it. There's an odd sequence where the camera keeps panning over Hinata's body with her jacket open. Is this show trying to force me to notice that this girl has got big boobs for a 12-year-old?
I vow to win!
Naruto really contains a multitude. Sometimes he's such an idiot, but he can also be very serious. Swearing on her blood is pretty intense. I wonder if he's been reading one of Kakashi-sensei's dark romances. No, actually, I take that back. I don't think Kakashi reads dark romance.
I can sense his bloodlust.
That last fight, I wonder, did it stir up his inner demon?
I'm going to make a wild guess that Sensei means that literally, and Gaara also has a demon inside of him. A literal demon. Kankuro wants to dig up more information on Neji, so he asks the worst possible person. I like Naruto, but he's not the one with the lowdown.
Safe again!
Stop that!
You want everyone to know you're a chicken?
I really like this team. The next matchup is Rock Lee vs Gaara, which is worrying because I don't think Gaara is going to lose and I don't want to see Rock Lee hurt. The fight begins and Rock Lee goes on the offensive, but it is extremely difficult to get through Gaara's sand. I worry he'll exhaust himself. Kankuro reveals that the sand automatically acts to defend Gaara. It is its own entity. That's why he's never been hurt. If I had any ability, I'd want Gaara's. Being hit hurts, and hitting also hurts. He has found a way to avoid both. Guy reveals that Rock has no genjutsu or ninjutsu skills at all, and that he was quite useless when he first met him. Lee is very impressive even without those skills. It just so happens that Gaara and his sand are the worst possible opponents. Guy tells Lee to take them off, not saying what them is. We then see that Lee is wearing weights. And it's like, oh, how much difference will that really make? And then...
Ah, that is better! Now I will be able to move freely!
Guy, you are too much.
And Lee moves so fast enough that Gaara looks worried. Was I wrong to assume he'd lose this fight? Lee kicks Gaara in the face, drawing blood. And are things about to turn around for Rock Lee? Unfortunately, not. It turns out that Gaara's sand defense system is more involved than I initially thought. It's not just this barrier of moving sand that we initially see. He also forms a kind of hard armor or shell around his body to protect him from attacks. And I was so hyped for Rock Lee, and now none of his blows are hitting? Who knew sand was such a good weapon? I also just noticed that Gaara wears his ninja headband on the strap of his gourd. He's the only ninja I've seen who doesn't wear it on their person. I wonder if that's significant. Rock Lee prepares to use the lotus move that we've seen before. He attacks Gaara with a series of kicks that impress Kakashi, and Guy Sensei claps his hands together in prayer because this needs to work. The attack is so powerful that it breaks the floor, and Gaara is covered in cracks. It appears the fight is over. But it isn't. It isn't because the Gaara on the floor is just a hollow shell of sand. How in the world did he do that?
It was when you closed your eyes to pray. At that moment, Lee closed his eyes too, because of the pain. That's when he did it.
That is most unfortunate. This Gaara is such a tricky one, isn't he? His control and usage of sand is truly remarkable. He reveals himself and he looks very menacing, and he is doing a very good slow villain laugh. Kankuro says the demon inside of him has been awoken, and I continue to wonder if they mean a literal demon. Lee is exhausted and takes a beating from the sand. Kakashi Sensei explains that the lotus is forbidden for a reason, and that the physical toll is so great that Lee is in extreme pain, and that makes me sad. He pushes himself and manages to avoid some of Gaara's attacks. We get a flashback of young Rock Lee being bullied by his peers for not having any gen or nen jutsu. Back then he had a very different style, and it's almost weird to see him looking like this. Guy and Kakashi are watching the kids, and watching Lee in particular, Kakashi remarks that the kid reminds him of someone, especially around the eyebrows.
Why have you done it? What are your goals?
I want to be a great and powerful ninja.
I'd rather not say.
I want to show I can be a Splendid Ninja as well, even if I do not have ninjutsu or genjutsu.
It is notable that Neji did not answer. It's kind of weird to see Lee without his bowl cut and his green onesie. I like that he uses the word splendid. A splendid ninja. Sounds good. Rock fights Neji over and over, failing each time. The dynamic between them is like that of Naruto and Sasuke. One who is a natural, one who must work hard, one who keeps calling the other a loser, another who must persevere even when the goal seems unattainable.
You have the gift of perseverance, and that's what makes you a genius, too.
I do not know if I can take it. Sometimes it seems like the whole thing is pointless.
You're right, all the effort is pointless. If you don't believe in yourself.
This is such a lovely relationship, and I really adore it. These two have really grown on me. Lee seems to get a second wind and moves fast again. We get an explanation of 8 inner gates that limit chakra use, and these limits are in place to prevent catastrophic damage to the body. The lotus that we've seen Lee use opens the first gate. If you open more of them, you get more power, but this takes a heavy toll. After Lee opened just one, he could barely move. If you open all, you could die. Guy says that Lee can open 5.
I don't know what this boy means to you, Guy, but I shouldn't have to tell you that we never bring our personal feelings into play. I wouldn't have thought you were capable of this.
You have no right. You know nothing about him. Nothing at all!
What is going on? I don't like this tension. Why would Guy teach Rock Lee to do something like this? What's going to happen to Lee? The young ninja begins to power up, saying that he has opened the 3rd gate. Man, I hope it's actually worth it. The title of this episode is a spoiler, and that's annoying. I'm guessing Rock opens the 5th gate and becomes a Splendid Ninja. Putting my annoyance aside, it is very cool and very scary that this young ninja is turning red and his veins are pulsing off of his head.
Incredible. No one could do that through sheer effort alone. The boy's truly a genius.
I hope that Rock finds out that Kakashi called him a genius. This Super Saiyan version of Lee moves at incredible speeds and with great strength. He attacks Gaara again and again, crumbling his armor and destroying the arena. He unlocks the 5th gate and delivers a punishing kick to Gaara. This has to be the end. I could hear the sound of Lee's muscles tearing. He cannot go anymore. At the last moment, Gaara turned his gourd into sand to cushion his fall, and by some unholy miracle, he is still able to manipulate his sand to crush Lee's leg and arm.
I have my own ninja way!
Oh man, he fought so hard and he did so much. How is Gaara still okay? He is enraged and reaches out to kill Lee, but Guy-sensei comes to his aid and swipes the sand away. Gaara has a strong reaction to this and asks why save someone who failed. And Guy says,
Why save him?
Because he's my student. And also because he is precious to me.
oh my heart. Guys, am I getting teary over an examination arc? And the desert ninjas don't get it at all. They think it's crazy that a sensei could feel this way about a student. I think there's a lot of trauma there. Not sure how they do things in the Sand Village. After Guy reveals how much Rock means to him, Gaara gets up, says he's quit, and starts walking away. But it's too late. He already won. I cannot handle this emotional roller coaster.
Look at you. Not even conscious. And still determined to show the world what you can do.
He's out cold. Nothing keeping him up but sheer willpower.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Lee is a splendid ninja. He is the most splendid ninja in the world. He just wants to prove himself and make his sensei proud. And his sensei is proud. We're all proud. And I think Gaara is envious. Kakashi stopped Sakura from going to Lee. Any words of sympathy won't help him right now. But Naruto isn't with Kakashi and he goes down. And because he went down, he hears some terrible, terrible news. Rock's injuries are so great that he can no longer be a shinobi. Guy is devastated. I am devastated. Naruto is devastated. Lee just wanted to achieve his goals. Surely it can't be true that he can never fight again. He's got the genius gift of perseverance, just like Guy said. And if anyone can come back from this, it's him. But it will be such a painful and difficult journey. Can his wounds truly heal?
He was so fixated on that goal that he sacrificed his body, his future, to attain it. And now that goal is unattainable. That's right. He risked everything just for the hope of meeting you in combat. Remember that. Be worthy of his sacrifice.
Sensei is very wise and comforting. He apologizes to Guy for his earlier outburst, realizing that the determination of students like Rock, students like Naruto, cannot be limited. He takes his friend and rival upstairs so the next match can begin, and truly, I am unable to focus. I hardly care about Choji's fight with the bandaged sound ninja after everything that just happened. So of course, I have to end the video here. I mean, no matter what, I had to end the video here. It's very long at this point. Going from Hinata's fight to Rock Lee's was really quite the emotional endeavor, and I'm going to have to go sit outside and look at the sky. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Have a great week. See you in the next one. I'm Kayla. Bye.